All right. So, yeah. One thing though, just keep your willy in their pants, mate.
Oh, what? Oh, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah, you're already out under the table, aren't you?
Yeah. I don't
Anyway.
have pants on.
Ooh. All right. We'll see when you scroll down, mate? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are speaking with a very special duelist indeed. We are talking to James McIntyre of Team Hoon Hay from Christchurch. James, tell us about your weekend, mate. What happened? Why are we talking to you specifically?
Yeah, you are talking to me because I somehow went X1 and got second place with Traptrix. Traptrix, yeah. The boys would know that I made the deck the morning of. And
you were literally messaging us in the group chat like the night before, like being like, bro, what am I playing? Like, oh, I've built some feasts, this is going to be terrible.
I actually thought I was going to do the worst of the group, worst of everyone. I ended up beating some very good players, like including ex-national champs and like players and stuff, so I felt like I did really well. But yeah, I mean, I'll just get into it, eh?
Yeah, sounds good. Let us get straight into this deck profile. Let's have a look at the winning spots. Pretty sick.
Okay, so that's a time. Is it? God, this field set is so dope. Man.
Yeah, I believe I got the Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf one off the guy as well, and like,
yeah. Oh mate, it's awesome. Okay, so let's just get into it. So the profile, the deck, obviously you're running Traptrix. Mantis searches a Traptrix monster. Everyone thinks Murmello is probably the best one. I actually think this one's the best one, but Murmello is really needed for the combos in a bit. You do play the 3 Murmello, it can search a trap hole. Yep. There's not much to say, but it's actually, the best thing is its second effect. Its second effect is a mandatory pop an opponent's spell a trap, which is actually very, very key that it's mandatory, and I can get into that sort of rough combo in a bit. Two Dianea.
Yep.
She wants to reborns the Traptrix. Again, if you summon Murmello, you can pop a card. So she is very strong, and she like gets further into your combos, sort of mid game. That's your like extender there. And then you play the one of the new one there. So what this one does, sends a spell trap from your side of the field to special summoner, but she also has the effect to banish herself if you have no spell or traps in your spell and trap zone, banish yourself and set a trap hole in your graveyard. Very, very strong, like mid game. Like I say late game, like the game, it doesn't really go late game.
Yeah.
Like if they out-resource me, they're gonna forever out-resource me.
But I think that's more of like a turn 3, your second turn. Like you've set up, you've kind of busted their plays. It's gone back to you. You're gonna start with lead with that.
Yeah, correct. And that's why she's very, very strong there. You play the 3 Ash Blossom, which is fairly standard always.
Good call.
And now you go into your more like engine cards. So Parallel Exceed is like your starter. So a lot of times if you don't open really well, Parallel Exceed will make you have a good play, as it'll end with like Sierra and Rafflesia, which is very solid. I play the 2 Heavenly Prisons.
How good is this card for trap decks?
It's very strong. There's no denying it. It's very, very strong. A lot of the people are like, oh, you'll set 5 and summon this. It's like, no, that is very rarely the case. It'll always be like kind of one set, maybe, and just have this as a backup to then search something later. One of the games I actually then got Imperial Order against a Sky Striker player, which like just won me the game. He's just that good. Now we've got the disgusting engine, the package.
I told you at the start we're not seeing your package, mate.
Oh, mate, this is a bloody good package.
All right.
I mean, why I decided to play this, obviously it's very strong, but there is a bit where you can go Sierra, Rafflesia, and then you summon this, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's standard, right? But this means now when you hard play your Fusion Destiny, it won't get Ash Blossom because you have that Rafflesia to send the Gravedigger trap hole.
Yeah.
So that gives you an extra layer of protection that your DP is coming out. You know, it's coming strong. Then we've got 3 droplets. is pretty standard, I think, at the moment, because it's just such a great card.
Did you find Chalice would have worked in the same place, or?
Potentially, and almost, it probably would have in hindsight. Sending cards is actually quite difficult in this deck. It's not impossible, but like it can be quite struggling. Like I had to really think of what I was going to send.
Yeah.
Because like I wanted to keep resource.
Or send off an activation of something else or something.
Yeah. Like it. I don't think I'd change it, but Chalice would work fine.
Okay.
Pot of Prosperity. Now most of the time, like you would have either your DPE package, your Destiny package, or a Traptrix, but like very rarely both. But this would let you get both. And that's like basically the gist of it. I think this is better than Extravagance. Like the drawing isn't really important. You'd rather see pieces.
Yeah.
Then you've got this, which might be a bit odd. The Shade Brigadier. Now what this does is lets you summon it if you have no traps in your graveyard. That is very handy with Traptrix Sarah, as it will activate a condition to summon. So this will activate, summon a monster, so a level 4. Yep. Then it activates Sarah, as it's a normal trap card. Yeah.
And then what does Sarah do? It searches for.
No, then it lets you special summon Traptrix monster. So what you would do then is summon Murmello.
Yeah.
Even if Murmello, if they don't have a spell or trap, because Murmello is a mandatory effect, you still have to activate it, even if there is nothing to pop, which then triggers Sarah's effect to set a trap hole card from your deck.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's the sort of combo. So this card is like a mandatory 3 of. It's very great. It's great. It's a very good. So what that does then is it gets you to Traptrix Sarah and Rafflesia sort of combo, or like, Rafflesia has a lot of protection for Sarah, who is quite weak. And then we'll go into the hole package. These are the 3 holes I run.
All 3 of them.
All 3. I do love a good hole. I'll tell you that for nothing. And I might cut Treacherous. It come up a couple of times, and when it did, it was blowout. It was awesome. But like I always felt like I needed another Gravediggers if I draw it or something.
Yeah.
So I felt like maybe this could be another Gravedigger. And yeah, Bottomless is still very strong. Like people don't realize how strong Bottomless is.
So good.
So good. Then I play 3 Torrential Tribute. What this does, it works very well with all your Traptrix extra deck monsters. A lot of them have the condition where they're unaffected by trap cards.
Yep.
So they would set up a board and you just blow the board, but you keep your monsters and you keep your resources, and then again it will trigger Sarah because it's a normal trap. Very strong, great at 3. It just still blows games out, even in 2022. Then you've got Imperm, standard. Yeah. I feel like it's always a great card. And then 1 IO, because this card is just disgusting.
It's horrible. But
great card though. In a deck where I only plays, I don't know, I guess it's 9 spells, but it's not, they aren't really used after sort of turn 1. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Onto the extra deck.
Onto the extra deck, yep. So we play 3 copies of Traptrix Sarah. Now, I just went over it before, but when she activates a normal trap card, special summon a Traptrix from deck, and then when a Traptrix monster is activated, other than herself effect, she can set a trap hole card from deck. So this is just your engine. A link 1, it's just perfect. Then I play 2 of this, the new one, Kulara. Everyone's like, why would you play 2? Like, to be fair, guys and girls, I actually just stuffed a lot of things in here for prosperity, just banishes. So this was the second one. I would always banish like those, like at least every time, because you can play with 2 Sarah and you can play with 1 of this, but it was just filler, really. It very rarely. The second one never come up. The first one is very good though, and I will tell you about her. She has the effect to end phase special summon a monster, which then it sort of builds resources, but her other effect is super strong. Whenever you activate a hole card, a hole trap card, you get to just reset it. So it gets to reset like Gravediggers, and Gravediggers gets very strong mid to late game because that 2000 burn is strong.
Really
it won me games. It won me games. Like they'd have 1800 life points, and I'd just Gravedigger for game. Then we've got one Rafflesia and one of the a special summon one. This one is clutch because it's big. It's kind of big, but she is always the turn 1 play. Rafflesia is always the turn 1 play. Basically, it's like a quick play pop 2 with with Treacherous, if you are still running Treacherous. She just is so strong, but like I said before, also gives you that protection with Gravediggers to either activate Prosperity if you need to, or Fusion Destiny, like the hard Fusion Destiny, because an Ash Blossom isn't going to stop that, because you have the Gravediggers as protection. So she is very strong. Also, when she's got XYZ materials, you can't destroy any other Traptrix or destroy them by battle, except her. So she is very strong. Then kind of on to like the other stuff. So I got a Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn. I've got a card which actually won me some games too in Redoer.
Time Thief Redoer.
Yep, because you can see I play the Shade Brigadier. This actual just come up because a non-targeting put to top of the deck is just bonkers, man. Like, it's very strong. I don't know what you say. It's very, very strong. And also it gives you a bit of fuel for Zeus, because like you can just put more materials on it, etc. So Zeus is always pretty standard in a deck that can make XYZs. Dweller is very great. It's always great. Always been great. Access Code Talker for punch. I never once made it, but like it kind of wanted something to punch, And then you've got the standard
the poo-poo combo.
Now, there's not much to say about it. Probably is one change in the extract I'd like to make. Is probably put a Link Spider in. There's been a couple of times, especially with Shade Brigadier, or even if you get Nibiru, which never really happens. It lets you. We'll just let you make Verte a bit easier, but that's probably just one little nitty gritty thing. Everyone was like, "Why aren't you not running Gallant Granite to search the Sky Prison?" I actually don't think I said enough to warrant it. It's funny. Everyone thinks, "Oh, it's Traptrix deck. You're setting 5." It really isn't like that at all.
It's not.
You've maybe set 1. No. So I don't think that was really necessary, and I think most of the time I would have just banished it off Prosperity anyway. Okay, onto the side deck. Side deck's very, very chill, very cool. I do have a bit of spice, but this is the evenly matched just to blow boards. I mean, that's what more can you say? This destroys Soul Sword, destroys like a lot of decks, you know. D barrier. Very, very, very strong, and also you'll notice a lot of these cards in my side deck are just normal trap cards, which will trigger Sierra as well. So it being a normal trap card helps a lot, and you know, like you could call Synchro, XYZs. It's just strong, you know, like it's strong.
As well. Yep, it's good.
Fusions, anything. Links, no, that would be strong.
Errata army.
Nibiru, 3 Nibiru I think is pretty standard. It's very good against bad players.
They play straight into that, thanks so much.
Oh boy, do they ever. 3 Droll. Very good. I was expecting a lot of Bird. There were kind of a lot of Bird. This is very strong as Bird. Very strong as a lot of decks, actually. I can't really lie. It's always a card as the group chat knows, I always want to try and fit into the main deck. But probably isn't worth it. And then the Spice.
Here we go.
3 different dimension grounds. Now, this obviously has the effect of whenever a monster would be sent to grave, it is banished instead. Very, very great going first. Again, it being a normal trap card triggers Sierra. But it's just, like, I don't really have enough monsters. Obviously, you're going to play it after your sort of DPE, you know. But this is just bonkers. This is just lets you really hurt your opponent and not really get suffered as well. I've seen people run Shifter. I think this is better. It's a trap card, as well as it's not dead after turn 1 necessarily. And it puts a lot of pressure on a lot of decks.
Hmm.
Obviously, some decks don't care, but it puts a lot of pressure on.
Yeah, it's almost like D-shifter in a way. Like a strong turn 1 or well-timed D-shifter is crippling to a lot of strategies.
100%, 100%. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks, Your Move TCG, for letting me come on and just show my deck, showcase it. I've greatly appreciated it.
No, thank you for coming along. It's been a great one.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, and I hope to sort of play some more interesting decks, because the boys know I like to theory craft a lot with decks that mainly involve little girls for some reason. I'm not sure about this.
I think they're reading too much. They're projecting their own stuff onto
Me, I think they probably are. I'm very secure
It's a
about
campaign,
it.
for God's sakes, please.
But yeah, hey, look, thanks, Keza.
No
And
worries.
just everyone, we do have a YouTube channel as well, Team Hoon Hay on YouTube. Just sign up,
Link below.
subscribe, look at it, have a look at it. We do try and post some awful content for everyone, and people seem to enjoy it.
Oh, mate.
So-
So 3v3 reports from Partners in the North are going to be incredible. I
They are
think you
going.
and Andrew need to get on that.
I think we need to figure out a deck, to be fair, what we're playing, but that's another story for another time. It's a group chat.
I've got an entire car ride to Partners in the North.
Yes, and we've got flights from Christchurch. So, yeah, that's going to be a good one. And yeah, thanks again, Kez.
No worries. Thanks again, James. Have a good one. Cheers, bud.